Hey folks, thanks for tuning in again. Today I'm going to be making a video outside. You might be wondering, what kind of a Mac related video can you shoot outside? Well, this is not Mac related. I live in Ohio now. We had a few pretty good sized storms the last 2 weeks, knocking out the power. And I finally decided to smart up and buy a generator. So here it is. This is the generator. Got my beans, my peas, and strawberries growing back there. This is what the video is going to be about, because I talk about backup batteries, and it's all nice and good, but you cannot carry a Mac Pro or an iMac or anything not laptop related off a backup battery for extended periods of time. So this takes it a step further, and we're going to talk a little bit about generators. So, see how this plays out. So I'm not wearing a lapel mic. It's windy outside. Everybody is isolated, so neighbors are out mowing their lawn, doing all kinds of stuff in the house. So it's going to be a little noisy, but we'll see how far we get. Rain is expected in about an hour, so I might not get to the full review now. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because when I went online to research this model, all I see is people that are camping. You know, they're with their RV, it's in the back of a truck to power a grill, you know, stuff like that. I don't camp. I don't own a trailer or a camper, whatever you call them. I don't have time to go camping. So why did I get a generator? Well, it's for my home business. My wife and I both work from home. And when the power went out last week, the neighbors were kind enough to lend us a little generator. It was a 2,000 watt Honda, just to keep our fridge running. But, you know, work must continue. If there's an outage for a day, fine, I could take a day off, so be it. But you know, if it's longer than that, we need to keep working. And my wife runs a 27-inch iMac with a few displays and hard drives. I run a Mac Pro with several displays. Now I can do without the Mac Pro, but I do need to be able to power my soldering iron, my heat gun, microscope, stuff like that. And heating stuff is about as wasteful as it gets energy wise. You're basically shorting out 2 wires on an element or without to create heat, and that creates a pretty significant power need. So I needed something more than just running the fridge, and I ended up with the Westinghouse iGen 4500. Now the first thing that not a lot of people talk about is it's called the 4500. That must mean it can do 4500 watts. Yes, it can, but that's the peak watts. The rating of these things is always the running watts, which is of course never what they advertise. This generator can sustain a load of 3700 watts. Now when you connect a fridge or an AC unit or something like that, when they kick in, there's a small surge of watts. That's where the peak wattage comes in. If I run this thing at its maximum of 3700 and the fridge kicks in, it's able to spike to 4500 if needed for a very short period of time. But that does not mean I can run this generator at 4500 watts continuously, because it'll melt down. So when you're buying a generator, never look at the number in the name. Never look at the peak wattage, the running watts. That's what matters. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna find a stand or something to put this camera on, and we're gonna open this thing up. Okay, that's about as good as it gets out here. I hope you can still hear me by the time I stand in front of the camera. But yeah, see how it goes. All right. First order of business, open this box up. Alright, I'm not going to take you through the manual and the quick start guide and all that stuff, because you know, you can look all that stuff up online if you want to buy this. So I'm not going to do that to you. Alright, first thing I need to do is check for the accessories, because this should come with a few things. First of all, a little funnel to fill the oil. Most importantly, because I don't have any, the oil itself. This is typical 4-stroke small engine oil. Then we have a battery charger, because this has an electronic start. So it comes with a trickle charger you can use in the off season to keep the battery healthy. And then we have the tool to remove the spark plug. So that's all there. Now, I am not even going to try to lift this generator, because it's 100 pounds. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's no way I'm lifting that out. So I gotta cut the box open, get it out from the side. Let's hope I don't have to return it. Still kind of have to lift it though, so this should be interesting. Sorry for the noise of the wind. The wind shifted and it's now pointed directly at the camera. Not much I can do about that. Whew, that's heavy. Let's put this off to the side. Oh dear Lord. Whew. It's too early for this. I haven't even had breakfast yet. But because rain is expected, I wanted to get this out now. Let's see if I'm still in frame here. Alright, so my family came outside to check the generator out. I have no idea where I left off 20 minutes ago. But we're going to take a little tour of the generator. Starting off with the front panel. Let's see. It's on? It should be off. So, you got your two regular 10 amp or 20 amp outlets right there. If you are into RVing and stuff, you got your 30 amp outlet right there, which I will probably not be using. Stop and run. This has to be on for the electronic start to work, because this has a battery in it, so I can start it electronically. You got your breakers and fuses. You got your status lights, output, overload, low oil. this is also one of the big reasons I got this generator. It actually tells you how much fuel you got, how many watts you're pulling, lifetime run hours, so you can keep track of your maintenance schedule. And it has 2 USB ports. Why? I don't know, because nobody's going to be charging their phone right at the generator. You're running power to your house or your RV, so you're going to be charging it inside. And I'll get to the efficiency mode button later. Taking it around the side, we got our oil fill access panel right here. Oil goes right there. And go around the back, we have our battery, which is currently disconnected. So there it is. Not much to it. You got your fuel that goes in here. So I'm gonna put this back on the stand. I'm gonna put some oil in, put some gas in, and see if it even fires up. Okay, got my gas taken out of the garage. I'm gonna grab my oil now. Let's see, oil. Now this says I could put this whole thing in, but some of the reviews I saw, they mentioned that it might already have some oil in it. So, curious to see what it's going to be. Now I have to put this in when the generator is level, which this sidewalk is not. So, put this off to the side for a second. Should be fairly level now. Still kind of in frame. That's as low as the camera goes, I think. Oh no, there we go. Alright. Yeah, there's already oil in there. Okay, let me go get a napkin to cover that up in case that's... just in case. I know you probably can't see that from your angle, but pretty full from what I can tell. See how far we get. Follow in. There we go. All right. Right, let's see if we can get this back on. There it is. So a lot of oil did leak out. I'm glad I had that napkin under there. Actually, looks like I'm going to need some more. I'll be right back. All right. Let's
sure there's no oil in there. In places it shouldn't be. Get rid of whatever's still on the ground as much as you can. And put this off to the side. This. So that takes care of the oil. Means we can put this back on. Maybe. What am I doing wrong? There we go. Now, moving over to the back. I already took the cover off. That is the battery. But before I connect it, we don't know how much oil was already in here. So we want to take the pull start, make sure that there's no gas in it, but make sure everything's off, gas is off, engine button is off. You just want to run that oil through a few times. Just to lubricate all the parts that need oil. Now moving on to the back, we got the battery here. It's a very simple system. The plugs are already there, you just connect it all up. Which is easier said than done, because the plug is really freaking tight. That's the battery. Now, which side is the front? Now we're going to put some gas in. Now, if you ended up on this video because you did a search for iGen 4500, you've probably seen the other reviews that mention that there's corrosion on the gas cap. This one is no different, unfortunately. Although it's very minimal, most of it wipes right off. But as you can see, there is some. Some people have it. Some people start their review by saying, ah, mine doesn't. I don't know what everyone's bitching about. Well, you saw this come just out of the box, freshly delivered, and there's corrosion. So, make of it what you will. Now we're going to put some gas in. I really hope I can do this without spilling, because for some reason I always end up spilling. Alright, I'm sure there's more gas that can go in, but it's starting to mess with my back, so this will have to do. I hear my neighbor. There might be another interruption coming soon. Alright, gas is in, oil is in, battery is connected. Whew, I feel that in my back. Let's see. Gonna take our little cheat sheet here that came in a box. It has your before starting, fill the oil, do all this and that. Then it has manual start, electric starting procedures, maintenance schedule. So let me move the camera closer. I'm gonna give it a shot. Okay, so we're gonna try the manual start first. I took a second to read that little cheat sheet. So I'm gonna turn the main button on. Make sure none of the breakers are popped. Okay, turn the fuel on. And that's it. If I pull the cord, it should be humming. Let's see. Alright, so that worked. That's the manual start. Good to go. Now we're going to try the electric start. So we turn this button back on, make sure the fuel is on, push this button, and we should have power. So far so good. Alright, finally, which is something I'll probably never use, we got a remote start. So, turn it on. And that works too. So I think we're in business. So I ran it for a few minutes. It seems to run really nice. But I wanted to get back to this efficiency mode button. Now I'll talk about it before I start it, because with the wind picking up and this thing running, you might not hear me. This is an inverter generator. There are many generators out there, but if you're gonna run sensitive electronics, like a computer, charge your phones, charge your laptop, you want an inverter generator that produces smooth power so it doesn't mess up your electronics. This is it. Now you can get a 8,000 watt generator for $400 or $500 last I checked. They're a lot cheaper than inverter generators. The problem is, if you hook up your iMac to a regular generator without an inverter, chances are that you're really going to mess up your power supply and maybe more. So if the goal is to run your computers, stuff like that, make sure you get an inverter generator. Now this efficiency mode, this is possible because it is an inverter generator. It's able to see exactly how much power you're demanding from the generator. So with this switch on, it'll idle the engine down to its minimum. And when the fridge kicks in or you turn on a computer, it'll rev up based on your needs. So I'm going to try to demo that. I'm not sure how well it'll translate to audio on the phone, but we'll see. Okay, so this is with efficiency mode off. That's with efficiency mode on. Now for me, it's a very big difference, but I don't know how the phone is picking up this audio. I would love to show you this display, but the frequency of this LED is not really working well with the phone, so it's flickering all over the place. But basically it tells me how much fuel is in the tank. It also has a little gauge on the side. I only filled it up halfway, so it's only showing me half. Perfect. How many hours I've run on it, total runtime, which is really helpful for your maintenance schedule. How many volts is producing, so currently 0 hours on the counter. And on half a tank, I'm good for 10.5 hours. But of course I'm not pulling any load from it right now. So, this thing is advertised as being only 52 decibels loud. Now I'm sitting here, and let's do a quick check with, and I'm using the decibel meter on my watch. I don't even know if that's in frame, right down there. So the ambient with the wind is about 46. Now let's start it. So we're at 47 decibels, and that's with eco mode on. So a little louder because I'm screening over the sound here. So let's turn eco mode off. So the whole 52 decibel thing was probably measured at a certain distance where the camera is 2 feet away from it now. So let's see. Gonna move this a little further away. That should be a good, I don't know, I'm not too good with the whole feet thing. 10, 15 feet. Let's see what we got. Start it up. Come on, watch. So at this distance, we're down to about 62 decibels. I can tell you this though, once I go inside, I don't hear this thing. It's pretty damn quiet. It's not as quiet as a smaller inverter generator, like a Honda. But you know, this has a bigger engine. It has to provide more power, so the engine is going to be a little louder. There we go. Now I'm not gonna use this remote start. This is nice if you're sitting in an RV, you wake up in the morning, you want to turn it on. I mean, I'm not gonna be needing this. Now I also want to review how it does under load. I'm gonna be running my ultrasonic cleaner, a little oven to dry boards. For those that don't know, I do Macintosh board repair. So I run a lot of tools that require some pretty significant power. I got this to keep the house running, so we have enough power for the fridge, a second smaller fridge, some lighting. In the winter I can run 1 or 2 electric heaters from this, no problem. But I also wanted to keep my wife's business going because she has a lot of tight deadlines. Now if I'm out of commission for a day or two where I can't solder or clean a board, that's fine, but she needs to be able to keep going pretty much at all times. She has a laptop as a backup, but you know, once you're used to 3 27-inch screens, it's hard to step away from that. So I'm going to be testing that as well. Now the wind is picking up, rain is coming in, I can already see the clouds at the horizon. So this is it for now. But next time I fire this up, I'm going to be doing some load testing and see how this generator works for people that do not intend to use it with an RV. but as a emergency generator for their homes. So that'll be the next video. I'll probably publish this first as a part 1, then follow up with a part 2 when the time comes. But in the meantime, leave a comment below this video. Ask me questions. If there's specific tests you want me to run, let me know, and then I'll make sure to include that in the next video if I can. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.